guys, welcome to my channel, VeniLegiAmavi. My name is Kelsey. Today is Tea Tuesday, where I talk about books and do a lot of spoiling things. So if you haven't read the book of the day, you might not want to watch very far into the video. I will give a brief recap before I actually get into the spoilers, but today we'll be reading Cleopatra's Daughter by Michelle Moran. So after I finished The Heretic Queen, I really needed to read another one of her books, so I naturally transitioned right into Cleopatra's Daughter, like I pretty much always do when I reread her books. I can never just reread one, so here we are. But first, let's talk about the tea of the day. So I'm filming this on the same day that I filmed The Heretic Queen. What a shock. I'm sure you couldn't tell by my toque in the summer and also my exact same attire and tea. But I finished the tea that I was drinking earlier, which was the sparkling sangria, and now I am drinking an oldie, Pink Flamingo from I'm doing that a lot today. Keep getting tongue-tied. And now I am drinking Pink Flamingo from David's Tea. This is an old tea that I've had for a long time. It's not my favorite. It's alright. Usually I like it best when I mix it with Midnight Summer Dream, but I ran out of that tea, so I've got to refill it. Life's so hard. Cleopatra's Daughter is a story about, well, Cleopatra's daughter. What a shock. So Cleopatra's daughter is named Cleopatra Selene. She is a twin. Her brother is named Alexander. Alexander Helios to be specific. So they are Cleopatra's sun and moon. Selene meaning moon, Helios of course meaning sun. The novel follows Cleopatra's children after the death of their parents when they are taken back to Rome to be paraded throughout the streets and live amongst their captor and their the man who defeated their parents. So this is a really great story about young children having to adapt to a different culture and being forced to leave everything that they knew and everything that is safe and go across the ocean to a land of their conqueror, and also the societal difficulties of living with the woman, like their father's first wife. So it's a really great story that you really just feel for them as children, like going to live in a different culture. Like it is, especially as captors. Yeah, it's great. I highly recommend that you read it. Cleopatra's Daughter by Michelle Moran. Check it out. So now we're going to get into the spoiler section. So if you haven't read it, this is enough of a video for you, I'm afraid. Spoilers are coming up, so I'm sorry, but you have to go. Those of you who have read it, let's talk about the book. So I don't even know really where to start. I love this book. Like I said, like the cultural changes and the children trying to fit in culturally, I love. Yeah, I found Julia to be quite a difficult character just because she annoyed me, but I did feel for her, but she annoyed me. Like, she annoyed the crap out of me. Just how kind of callous she was, you know? Like have some empathy. Like, I know that she's not allowed to see her mother, but their mother died, like right in front of them, and they've been taken to this strange new culture. Like, she so obviously just doesn't get it. Like, she's so absorbed in her own world, which is fine. Like, as a characterization point, she's a great character. Just reading her, I wanted to stop. Anyway, so in that way, I found her to be quite a frustrating character, but whatever, it's fine. Like, she was a good character, just not the type of person that I like to be around, which makes her difficult to read. The story was really captivating. There were a couple things. I know that, like, for example, the Red Eagle isn't historically accurate, and some people don't like that he's included. I don't really mind that he's included. Like, I wouldn't mind if he wasn't included either. But what I struggled with was the romance in this book. At the end of the book, they kind of really, or Michelle Moran really stresses that they were a love match, Celine and Juba, and I just didn't really buy it. I'm not saying that they couldn't have fallen in love after the story, but everything was way too sudden. It was like they fought the entire time, and it didn't feel like the classic hate to love buildup, and it didn't, like usually you can kind of see the transition. With them, it really wasn't there for me. It was like hate, 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 hate. Oh, he did something nice for me? Well, I guess I love him. Like, and yeah, I struggled with that. I felt like it was really sudden. I didn't buy it. It felt like it was only because he was the Red Eagle and only because he had been like nice to her behind the scenes that she did that. And I don't think that that is like a proper portrayal of love. Like, infatuation and like suddenly like being touched and being appreciative is different than like love, you know? And so I didn't love kind of, that wasn't my favorite part, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys also, because of course, I told you guys in the last one about about the Heretic Queen. I bought papyrus bookmarks. So this one that I got for Cleopatra's daughter is Thoth. He is the Egyptian god of like writing and literature. Because it's books. Declan insisted I get that one, which I, of course, as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, you're right. It needs to be that one. Of course it is. The other thing I want to talk about is, well, one of the other things I just want to touch on is that it was really interesting to read like such a tragedy. Like, pretty much everyone that she loves and cares about dies. Like dies. Her youngest brother dies. All of her brothers die. She is the last remaining link to Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and it is really just so interesting to read a book that has all those tragedies in it. And I thought that they did them quite well. I really felt like they, like Michelle Moran, respected the mourning that a character would have for such things, especially with Alexander's death, which was tragic, by the way. So that was really good. I really, really appreciated a lot of things in this book. Mostly just the romance that I had trouble with, I think. But yeah, still very good story. Loved it. One of the things that I thought was interesting, because this book is in Celine's perspective, it strikes me as an interesting choice that Michelle Moran chose to, and I mean, it's probably the publishers, to be fair, but chose to spell it Cleopatra's daughter with a C, especially when there is a scene in the book where she calls out the fact that everybody knows Cleopatra is spelled with a K. Like, everyone who knows Greek knows, like the entire world knows that Cleopatra in Greek should be spelled with a K, and she spelled her name with a K, and therefore the fact that in Rome they spelled it with a C was kind of offensive to Celine. I think that it's a really interesting choice to spell it with a C on the cover of the book. Maybe I'm just reading into that too much, but I thought that that would be an interesting choice, and I personally disagree with it, just because in the end I like to think that she's still very much loyal to Egypt and hadn't adapted so much that she would spell it with a C herself, just because it's in first person. If it was in third person, I kind of like would accept it, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I reading too much into that? Is that, like, does it make sense to you guys? What do you think? Anyway, so that is what I thought about Cleopatra's Daughter by Michelle Moran. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comments and what you guys think of the different points that I talked about and the different characters. What did you think of the romance? Am I the only one who felt like it was like really rushed and a little bit, I don't want to say unnecessary, because she does talk about them being such a love match at the end of the book, like in the author's note. But if that's the case, I would have liked to see way more interactions, especially way more positive interactions, and way more like of that building up into a romance instead of just what it was. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so tell me what you think. I look forward to hearing it. And until next time, bye. She refused to leave anything to someone else that she could do better herself.